bumped into this old bitch that I used to fuck with before I went to jail, right? One of the most toxic bitches I've ever met. So check it, right? I was at the park one day, and this bitch that I used to see all the time, she pulls up to the park, right? And she inquired about me. She inquired about me to some other chick that fuck with me, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, yo, tell a nigga I like his style and all that. So I eventually hollered at her later on that day in the park. I'm like, yo, what up? She like, yo, so we start kicking it for like 2 weeks or whatever. And one day I asked her, I'm like, yo, get me a rental. She like, yo, what you need a rental for? You got 2 cars. I'm like, yo, I need to drive a different car, whatever. She was more so concerned about, yo, as long as niggas ain't using it for a drive-by or whatever. I'm like, nah. So I'm like, yo, how much I gotta give you or whatever? She like, give me 600. I'm like, all right. So I left my car in the parking lot at the park, right? Jumps in the V with her. We go to the grocery store. She drives to the grocery store. You know, I don't know what the fuck she got going on, so I'm just sitting in the car. She goes into the grocery store, couple minutes, come out. I'm like, what happened? She like, yo, they gonna call me in an hour. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I ain't know what she was doing, to keep it honest with you. I'm just like, all right, whatever. So we go back to the park. We eventually leave the park or whatever. I jump in my shit. She pull off or whatever. I'm like, damn, an hour come by. She don't hit me. So I hit her back after 2 hours. She like, yo, they said they gonna call me in an hour. So I'm like, all right, hour come by. I call her. I'm like, yo, what happened? She like, yo, I don't know. She started getting like, having an attitude, getting upset with me or whatever. So I'm like, yo, all right, whatever, man. I hang up the phone. I shoot back to the grocery store. I go and talk to the lady. I'm like, yo, you ain't see the black girl came in here to do the rental situation? She like, yo, nah, I know you talk, because she had different color weave in her hair, right? So the lady, like, at the cash register at the customer service joint in the grocery store, she like, yo, she came in here and paid her bill that she had due. I'm like, what you mean? She's supposed to get me a rental or whatever, and came here and put the money on account or whatever. She like, no, the girl had a $540 bill that she needed to pay. I'm like, what? I turn around and leave, jump in the whip. I call the bitch. I'm like, yo, listen, man, how the fuck you gonna pay your bill with my bread? She start yelling and screaming. So I'm like, all right, man, whatever. I just hang up on the bitch. I'm like, yo, I'm never talking to this bitch ever again. This bitch is crazy. So a couple days go by. I ain't thinking nothing of it, right? A couple days go by. Nigga, I'm at the club and shit, right? I leave the club. The club is over with. I leave the club. Nigga, by the time I get to the driver's side of my door of the car, I'm like, yo, I hear nigga, I go and lean down by the back 2 tires, nigga. Both them shits leaking. So I fly home to the crib. It's Friday night. I fly home to the crib, park the car. I jump in my other shit, right? Boom. The next day, I'm riding down the street, and I thought I ran into some glass or a nail. I'm bugging, because I'm like, yo, how the fuck? Nigga, my second car get a fucking flat tire. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. How the fuck? My windows getting busted. My V's getting scratched up. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Laying in bed one day. Mind you, all this is taking place about 30 days before I go to jail to do the 9 years that I just finished. All this is 30 days before I go to jail, right? So I'm just skipping past days or whatever, because all this shit is just taking place and I have no clue what's going on, right? Like, why this shit is happening. Tires are getting flat on both the V's. My windows is getting busted. My cars is getting keyed up. So one day I'm laying in the bed. Somebody outside my door yelling and shit. So one day I'm laying in the bed with Shorty or whatever, my girl, right? And I hear something clinging on the window. Bing, 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 the bedroom window. You know, I'm tripping like, the fuck is that? I jump up and look out the window. Why is this bitch? She at my window on the side of the parking lot, nigga, throwing rocks at my window. I'm like, oh shit, Shorty sleep. She like, yo, come downstairs, come downstairs. So I run downstairs. I'm in this apartment building, apartment complex type building on the 2nd floor in the back. So she throwing, you know, rocks at the window. So I run downstairs. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? She like, yo, you ain't picking up your phone. You ain't texting me back. You ain't trying to speak to me. What the fuck is good? I'm like, bitch, you done took 600 for me and paid your fucking bill. What am I doing talking to you? She like, I ain't trying to hear that, I ain't trying to hear that. And come to find out, this whole time, this bitch was following me. She seen me one day and just started following me and figured out where I live, figured out what apartment I'm in, and all kind of shit. Man, this bitch was running around behind me, busting my tires, busting my windows, scratching the V's, and I had no clue. Every time I fucking bust my tires, I'm thinking I ran over something, a nail or whatever, or some glass or whatever. It's this bitch the whole time. So I'm in the grocery store today trying to get a steak, whatever. I'm going back there, going to get me a couple packs of steak or whatever, because I want some steak tonight. I see this bitch in the store. She following me, begging for me to talk to her. I'm like, nigga, it's over with toxic bitches. The first time you show me you got some toxic tendencies, I'm getting the fuck away from you. I don't give a fuck who you are. It could be the kids. It could be my BM. I wouldn't give a fuck who it is, nigga. I wouldn't give a fuck who it is. The first time you show me you got toxic tendencies, I'm getting the fuck out of there. I'm getting the fuck up out of there, bro. Too many women is running around. I mean, there's a bunch of niggas out here with toxic tendencies too, but you know, I'm not on that. I ain't trying to be on that, and I don't need none of that toxic shit in my life right now. I got a lot of shit I want to get done, and I can't focus on nothing if I got a toxic bitch running behind me, causing ruckus and confusion in my life, and I'm not trying to do all that, bro. I'm not trying to do all that. You too, get with me. Like, comment, subscribe. You know how it go.